Hi, thanks for stopping by. I'm Thomas Cook, and my company is Appalachian Strings. I handcraft Appalachian folk instruments, including hammered dulcimers such as this instrument, and bowed psalteries, and mountain dulcimers. With a resurgence and interest in folk music and in corresponding folk instruments, I aim to be true to the ancient tradition of folk instruments and to handcraft my instruments out of hand-selected woods that are indigenous to the Appalachian region, and particularly to the Southern Highlands. I seek to make each instrument as much of a one-of-a-kind as will be the musicians who will take up my instruments to play, with their unique styles, techniques, and the composition of music they prefer to perform. I hand select the woods for each instrument, looking for unusual colors, patterns, and tone quality. I use only solid woods in the construction of my instruments because solid wood instruments will develop a unique voice of their own, and the tone quality only improves as the instrument ages. Now, less expensive instruments that are often made of plywood and other synthetic laminates. And these instruments aim for a generic tone at best, which will remain the same through the life of the instrument. I would like to introduce you to my 1716 hammered dulcimer. With its large, deep sound box, it has a dark, resonant tone with a nice sustain. This instrument has a unique soundboard made of quarter-sawn sycamore, which gives it the tiger striping that you see. This soundboard has been stained a dark color to provide contrast against the strings, so it's easier to see your strings as you're playing the instrument. The bridges, the sound hole inlays, the backboard, and the front rail are all made of American black walnut. The tuning pin blocks are made of curly yellow birch, as is also the backboard of this instrument is made of curly yellow birch. This instrument has 66 strings, which makes 4 full octaves. This instrument is played with mallets. These are handcrafted mallets made of curly yellow birch with handles of cherry, and they're finished with a hand-rubbed tongue oil finish. This is your treble bridge, which you play on both sides of the bridge. On this side of the bridge are your whole notes in the scale. On this side of the bridge, you're playing 5 notes higher than the notes on this side of the bridge. This is your bass bridge, which is played only on this side, and it's tuned a full octave lower than the notes on this side of the treble bridge. You will note along the bridge are dark markers inlaid into the bridge, which indicate certain notes. They indicate your G and your C notes, which provides a handy reference as you're making your way playing the instrument.
I'm just starting to discover this instrument. Folk music is kind of fun, and this hammered dulcimer is somewhat mystical in sound. It has a sense of ancient origin. Not being a serious musician, I was a little intimidated at first by the idea of approaching this instrument as something new to try to learn. But I've become inspired by this artistic craftsmanship of this dulcimer. I'm delighted by the character of this instrument, so I wanted to approach it as something new to try to learn. It's not been very difficult to get oriented to the layout of the notes here. The markers on the bridge give orientation to the fifth and the third notes, and I was able to find some resources online as a guide to help me learn to play this hammered dulcimer. The sound of this instrument really appeals to me. The notion of being up in the mountains and the deep woods comes to mind as I play this beautiful instrument. The thoughts of simpler times brings a sense of peace as I pick out some tunes. I like that the craftsman who put this dulcimer together really cared about the material selected in this instrument. Each one of these handcrafted dulcimers has its own personality, and I look forward to making a friend of this one.